All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. Temperature dropping. We're down to 61 degrees at 420. I'm Donna Vaughn, and here's what's happening. Word of a second arrest in the death of a baby girl hit by a stray bullet in Brooklyn as the neighborhood where she died holds a vigil for the 7-month-old victim. One person hurt in Brooklyn after a car jumped a curb and slammed into a Sheepshead Bay apartment building. Residents had to evacuate. As the Artemis II draws closer to the moon, the geology chair at Stony Brook finds out he'll be taking part in NASA's next moon mission. Another loss in court for President Trump. A federal judge has blocked his administration's effort to make public colleges prove they're not using race to make admissions decisions. And a coyote has been euthanized after a pair of attacks on young children in California, including a 4-year-old just standing in his driveway. A win for the Rangers over Detroit this afternoon at the Garden. And tonight, the Yankees will host the Marlins in the Bronx. The Mets have a late start in San Francisco. The Islanders at the Canes. The Devils taking on Montreal. And the Final Four tonight, UConn and Illinois, then Michigan and Arizona. AccuWeather says low 46 this evening and drizzly. A stray shower possibly before the afternoon is over. Wins News Time 421. Let's get you where you need to go with Andre Ferro.
In trouble on the Bayonne Bridge heading towards New Jersey from Staten Island. We have a disabled vehicle knocking out the right lane that's going to slow you down. The Goethals Bridge, if you're using that towards Staten Island, well, the Staten Island Expressway delays are waiting for you eastbound by Victory Boulevard. It looks like the outer bridge is the best of the bunch. In Brooklyn, it's been terrible on the eastbound side of the belt from Flatbush Avenue to Cross Bay Boulevard. There's a crash right around that area of Pennsylvania Avenue, which is doing the damage. Southbound on the Nassau Expressway has been bumper to bumper heading down towards Peninsula Boulevard, making your way past JFK. East and west on the LIE are slow by Queens Boulevard, and the westbound side of the BQE from Queens Boulevard to the Kosciuszko to the Willie B. There's non-stop delays along the way. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Well, we're 25 minutes into the George, 30 on the outbound side. You're getting bigger volume now heading towards the Yankee Stadium area. I know the game is still miles away, but people like to get there early and hang. Inbound Lincoln, inbound Holland, that's going to be around 15. Both outbound are around the same 15. The West Side Highway looks good in and out of Manhattan. Not so fast on the northbound Harlem River Drive heading up towards the McCombs Dam Bridge, and the southbound Harlem River Drive is going to be slow passing the Triborough. We have Deegan delays northbound passing the Mosholu and heading up towards the Yonkers area, right around that McLean Avenue area when you start heading into the Yonkers vicinity up towards the casino there. Andre Ferro, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
A young victim of gun violence, just 7 months old, being mourned today in Brooklyn. A vigil was held on Humboldt Street, on the very spot where the little girl was hit by a stray bullet this week.
Kaori Patterson Moore spent 7 months on Earth before that stray bullet found her. Her grandmother and great-grandmother, Christina and Arlene, at her vigil.
Somewhere through the generations, we've failed a lot of these young kids. They don't know. They don't know. They don't have the morals.
I have to hear my grandson say, what did she do that someone would do this? What am I supposed to say?
AG Letitia James and Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso calling for the suspects to be
prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
I hope there's no mercy for these young men.
With a message from the Bushwick community, guns down, life up. Amanda Alexander, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. In Bushwick.
Now, there are now 2 suspects in custody in the shooting. The second awaiting extradition back to New York after being arrested in Pennsylvania. The first already facing murder charges. Police say the shooting was gang-related. A violent crash and an evacuation this afternoon in Brooklyn after a car slammed into an apartment building. Fire officials say the car jumped a curb on East 13th Street near Avenue X in Sheepshead Bay. One person was taken to a hospital with minor injuries, though it's not clear if that was the driver or someone in the building. Residents were evacuated as a precaution. No word yet what might have caused that crash. The crew of Artemis II is now more than halfway to the moon after their Wednesday night launch with a little over 119,000 miles to go. Shortly after liftoff, a Stony Brook University professor learned he'll be one of 10 scientists who will help NASA with the next moon mission. Geology Department Chair Timothy Glosh will help map out a landing site and pinpoint locations of minerals and moon rocks. And he tells 1010 Wins he'll do the work with his feet still safely planted on planet Earth.
I don't even like fast roller coasters, right? So getting up on the top of a rocket that's going to hit 7 or 8 Gs on the way to the moon is not my cup of tea.
The current Artemis mission will provide critical data about the far side of the moon. NASA hopes to send humans there as soon as the year 2028. So what are the astronauts eating on this moon mission?
NASA says the menu for the Artemis 2 crew includes nearly 200 food items. For breakfast, they've got veggie quiche, sausage, granola, and plenty of tortillas. Lunch and dinner options include mac and cheese, barbecue beef brisket, and broccoli gratin. And they can spice up that food with 5 types of hot sauce on board. There are also snacks, desserts, and more than 10 drinks like mango peach smoothies, coffee, and cocoa. All meals are shelf-stable and rehydrated in microgravity, designed to keep astronauts fueled and happy on their trip around the moon.
Correspondent Stacey Lynn. Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen also has food products to remind him of home, like wild Kita salmon bites, strawberry lavender super seed cereal, and of course, maple syrup. WINS News Time 4:30.
Good afternoon, I'm Ashok Bala. The Trump administration's efforts to make sure colleges are not considering race when it comes to admissions has been blocked by a judge.
A federal judge in Boston has granted the preliminary injunction in the Trump administration's efforts to collect data to make sure that colleges and universities are not considering race when admitting students. Judge F. Dennis Saylor IV says the federal government likely has the authority to collect the data, but that the demand was rolled out to universities in a rushed and chaotic manner. 17 Democratic state attorneys general filed a lawsuit after President Donald Trump originally gave universities until March 18th to provide the data. The Education Department has defended the effort, saying taxpayers deserve transparency on how money is spent at institutions that receive federal funding. I'm Donna Warner.
New York Attorney General Letitia James, in a statement, says students should not have to live in fear that their personal data will be handed over to the federal government. She goes on to say, we will continue fighting to block this mandate for good. WINS News Time, 4:31. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Andre Farrow.
And a brutal ride remains on the eastbound side of the Belt Parkway as you travel eastbound from that area of Flatbush Avenue all the way to Cross Bay Boulevard. Looks like it's slowly clearing the crash by Pennsylvania Avenue, but again, it's going to take some time. I mean, it's just bumper to bumper. The Brooklyn Bridge, Brooklyn bound, lots of volume there. And the westbound BQE heading towards Flushing Avenue, you're getting flushed down the drain with delays there. Inbound Gowanus, well, don't Gowanus. From 39th Street up to the Brooklyn Bridge, where you do have heavy volume. Now, if you're traveling at the George Washington Bridge, inbound, it's increasing. It's about 35 minutes now at the approach from the Turnpike. Maybe the local lanes will save you a couple of minutes, but it's going to start getting slower as we head deeper into the evening. Why? Well, Yankees are taking on the Miami Marlins today, or this evening at 7 o'clock, so be prepared for extra volume in that area. And the outbound George Washington Bridge is going to cost you 25 minutes, about 15 minutes round trip at the Lincoln, about the same at the Holland. Westbound delays in New Jersey on the westbound side of 280 heading towards 21 in the Stickle Bridge. That's been a tough ride all afternoon. There's eastbound delays in that area as well. If you're traveling on Staten Island, look out for delays on the eastbound Staten Island Expressway right around Victory Boulevard. Andre Farrow, 1010 WINS on 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Well, Shoka, we've been seeing clouds increasing over the course of the afternoon on this, what was a pretty warm day. We had temperatures up near 70 earlier, but temperatures have already started to drop. In many places down around 60 now. There's a pretty gusty breeze blowing at times upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour across portions of Long Island. But we are also watching a couple of showers, a little cluster of some showers coming across New Jersey right now. Just getting into Newark and Elizabeth. It's raining now across portions of Staten Island, and this is going to continue to move to the north and east to get into Brooklyn and Manhattan probably in the next 15 or 20 minutes. So we'll have a couple of these showers around, even a bit of drizzle at times into tonight. Might even be a bit of steadier rain after midnight tonight, a low 46. So it is going to be pretty chilly. I think even by later this evening we'll see temperatures dropping into the 40s. So a chilly night ahead, especially compared to how warm it was earlier. It will be a fairly warm Easter Sunday. Might be a little cool to start, but it will warm up throughout the day, a high up to 66. We'll have clouds and a few showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, especially through the morning and early part of the afternoon. Then it clears out tomorrow night, low 42. Monday, breezy and cooler with sunshine and some afternoon clouds, high 56. Partly sunny with a chilly breeze Tuesday, high near 50. Mostly cloudy right now at 61 degrees. Midtown are going down to 46. Thank you by the meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station. 1010 WINS on 92.3 FM.
Those who crave fast food are not put off by taxes on sugary drinks. A new survey from researchers at NYU analyzed years of sales data from thousands of Taco Bells. They found no significant drop in sugary beverage purchases in cities with soda taxes, including Philadelphia, Seattle, Oakland. Pasquale Ruma at NYU is the study's co-author.
My opinion is that the taxes should be larger, and that if these cities are considering continuing them, I would consider increasing the size of the taxes. But I would not consider getting rid of the taxes because they are effective in some ways, but not in this way.
Sounds like a future politician. Previous studies showed soda taxes can reduce purchases in grocery stores, but that changes at fast food joints because of convenience and combo meal deals. A coyote in California had to be put to sleep after it attacked a 4-year-old boy in an LA suburb this week.
A frightening scene caught on camera. The terrified screams of a little boy as he's attacked by a coyote. 4-year-old Solomon was standing in his grandparents' suburban driveway, his mother just a few feet away unloading the car, when a coyote approaches, grabbing and pulling him to the ground. His mother immediately coming to his rescue and rushing him inside as the coyote runs off.
Alex Stone reporting the boy was not seriously injured. DNA testing suggests that coyote may have been responsible for an attack earlier this year and 2 others since last week. A mysterious group of killer whales making waves in the Pacific Northwest. 3 never-before-seen orcas spotted in Seattle near the Space Needle along Puget Sound, drawing crowds of excited whale watchers. Researchers say the whales likely traveled from Alaska. They're considered transient orcas, meaning they hunt marine mammals rather than fish. Circular scars left by cookie-cutter sharks, which latch on to larger animals and slice a chunk off of them, suggest the whales spent time in the ocean before arriving in the region. Scientists believe the whales may be following food sources, with plenty of seals and sea lions in that area. Your city, your station, in your pocket. Take 1010 Wins everywhere. Download the free Odyssey app.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
61 and cloudy at 4:40. Good afternoon. I'm Ashok Bala. Here's what's happening. A vigil this afternoon for the baby shot and killed this week in Brooklyn, caught in the middle of a gang war. A Long Island teenager facing an attempted murder charge over $25. Women's professional hockey expected to set an attendance record tonight at the Garden. A rally at a soccer stadium in Peru with no crowd control kills 1 and injures 60. A former member of the Grammy-winning band Turnstiles facing attempted murder charges. The Rangers beat Detroit. Tonight, the Islanders battle the Hurricanes. The Devils host Montreal. The Yanks host Miami. The Mets are in San Francisco. Final 4 action, UConn and Illinois, Michigan and Arizona. Those games tonight. AccuWeather says cloudy, damp, a bit of rain or drizzle, down to 46. Easter Sunday, mainly cloudy, breezy, warm, a few showers, rumble of thunder with a high of 66. Winds news time, 4:41. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Andre Farrow.
Let's start on Long Island. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. Westbound delays on the Southern State Parkway from the Meadowbrook to the Peninsula Boulevard area. And the westbound side of the Northern State Parkway from New High Park Road to the Queens border is busy. You have delays.